Welcome to our channel, Bravo News. Vanderpump shock. Scheana Shay admits she believed she deserved to be cheated on. Broken fairy tales behind reality glamour. Beneath the glossy glow of reality television, tucked behind the quick cuts of scandal and the shimmer of staged parties, lies the broken heart of a woman who once believed she was unworthy of loyalty. Scheana Shay, the effervescent Vanderpump Rules star, known for her bubbly attitude and dramatic storylines, has recently shared a shocking truth. I told myself I deserved to be cheated on. This statement, raw and quietly devastating, has peeled back the reality TV veil to reveal a deeper human truth, one that millions of women face but rarely speak aloud. In this emotional and revealing story, we unpack what led Scheana to internalize such heartbreak, what this means in the broader landscape of love and fame, and how she's finding healing, one brave word at a time. The girl who wanted to be loved. Long before she was sipping pumptinis with Lisa Vanderpump or dodging flying drinks at Sir, Scheana Shay was just a Southern California girl who believed in fairy tales. From a young age, she watched her favorite rom-coms on repeat, waiting for her own meet-cute. But the men in her life, they didn't show up with flowers. They came with charm, mystery, and a suitcase full of red flags. When I was in high school, I thought attention was love, Scheana confessed during a recent sit-down interview. When a guy looked at me twice, I thought, he must like me. I didn't know what self-worth even was. By her early 20s, Scheana was already falling for the wrong types. Emotionally distant, overly flirtatious, and never fully available. So when she landed her role on Vanderpump Rules, she wasn't just chasing fame, she was chasing validation. The beginning of the end. When Scheana married Mike Shay in 2014, viewers thought she had found her prince. But the cracks in their relationship were deeper than reality TV could show. I ignored signs, Scheana admitted. He was slipping away, emotionally and physically. I could feel him becoming someone I didn't recognize, but I told myself, he's stressed. He still loves me. Behind closed doors, Mike was struggling with substance abuse. Their connection became strained, their conversations turned into arguments, and Scheana found herself tiptoeing around the man she once adored. But the final betrayal came when rumors of cheating began to swirl, and Scheana started to believe it wasn't just gossip. I remember sitting in the bathroom, crying, looking in the mirror, and thinking, maybe I deserve this. Maybe if I was prettier, he wouldn't want someone else. That's the moment I broke. From divorce to denial. The divorce from Mike Shay rocked Scheana's world, but it also pushed her to seek love again, this time even more desperately. Enter Rob Valletta, a dreamy, successful TV personality with a strong jawline and a yacht. Scheana was smitten. She was so in love, she told cameras, I know we'll get married. He hung a TV in 7 minutes. But while she built their fantasy life, Rob built distance. Rob didn't cheat, but he didn't love me either. He was never fully in it, and I refused to see that. Her friends, including Ariana Madix and Lala Kent, watched with concern as Scheana wrapped herself in denial, but Scheana was determined to make it work, convinced that if she just tried harder, loved deeper, he'd stay. I wanted the illusion so badly I forgot to check if it was real. The dark side of loyalty. After Rob, Scheana spiraled into a series of short-lived flings, some behind the scenes, some played out for the world to see. She sought validation from younger men, situationships with no promise, and friendships that teetered toward intimacy but never fully arrived. Every time I gave myself to someone and they walked away or betrayed me, I took it as confirmation that I was the problem, she said in a tearful podcast episode. I had this voice that whispered, this is what you deserve. Her vulnerability became a magnet for emotionally unavailable men. And when one cheated, or even worse, ghosted, Scheana didn't scream or rage, she internalized. She told herself, if I was enough, they wouldn't leave. The Brock era. Love or another mask? When Scheana met Brock, it felt different. The tall, muscular rugby player from Australia had a past, yes, but he seemed ready to build a future. They had a daughter, Summer Moon, and a shared dream of stability. But old fears crept back in when allegations and rumors about Brock's history, including unpaid child support and claims of previous relationship neglect, surfaced. Her castmates warned her to take it slow. Scheana, ever the romantic, stood firm. I know who Brock is, and I choose him. But privately, doubts festered. There were moments, Scheana recently revealed, when I wondered if I had forced another fairy tale. In a shocking moment during a therapy session, filmed for an upcoming Vanderpump Rules spinoff, Scheana admitted, "Sometimes I'm still waiting for the day Brock decides I'm not worth it. And when that happens, I've already written the script. Of course he left. You're you." It was in that session that she first uttered the words, "I told myself I deserved to be cheated on." That confession changed everything. Rather than hide behind her usual humor or deflect with a sassy quip, Scheana let herself sit in the pain. And then she began to challenge it. With the support of a therapist, her co-stars, and surprisingly, fans who reached out with their own stories, Scheana started peeling back the belief system she'd built since adolescence. "I realized I've been loving people who don't love themselves, and because I didn't fully love me either, I thought that was okay." She started redefining love, not as something to earn, but something to receive. Not as a prize, but a partnership. And more importantly, she started loving herself, for real. Scheana Unfiltered. Scheana launched a new podcast series titled Unfiltered with Shay, where she speaks openly about mental health, female insecurities, and the reality behind TV romance. The response was overwhelming. Thousands of women messaged her saying that they had once felt the same, that they too believed they were to blame for being cheated on. Scheana said, "I couldn't believe how many people felt this way. It broke my heart, but it also made me feel less alone." The podcast became a safe space, a place for honesty, not highlight reels. And with every story shared, Scheana reclaimed a part of herself. Rewriting the ending. Today, Scheana is still with Brock, but her love story is no longer about proving her worth to someone else. It's about proving it to herself. She doesn't beg for affection anymore. She's not chasing love. She's creating it, starting with how she treats herself. Her parenting style with Summer Moon reflects that shift, grounded, patient, and intentional. "I want my daughter to grow up knowing she is never the reason someone betrays her. If I can break that generational cycle, then all my pain had a purpose." She also partners with women's mental health nonprofits, sharing her story to inspire healing and conversation. The future is unscripted. Scheana Shay doesn't pretend to have all the answers. She's not claiming her journey is over. But what she does have now, perhaps for the first time ever, is clarity. "I was never the reason I was cheated on," she said in a recent live show, "but I let myself believe I was. Not anymore." The woman who once clung to fantasy now stands firm in truth. She laughs deeper, speaks slower, and loves wiser. No longer afraid of being alone, Scheana is walking into a future that's real, not for the cameras, but for herself. The woman who found herself. Scheana Shay's confession, "I told myself I deserved to be cheated on," was not a moment of weakness. It was a moment of awakening. In a world obsessed with perfection, her honesty cracked through the filter, and in doing so, she gave countless women permission to ask, "What have I told myself I deserve?" Because healing doesn't start with someone loving you better. It starts when you finally decide to love yourself. Fiercely, fearlessly, and without apology. Thanks for watching the video. Please subscribe to our channel for regular updates.